In the ancient world, there was a man whose name would echo through time, not only for his groundbreaking contributions to mathematics, but for a secret wisdom that transcended numbers. This man was Pythagoras, born around 570 BCE on the island of Samos. To many, he is known for the famous theorem that bears his name. Yet to few is known the depth of his teachings that were closely guarded and, over centuries, largely erased from history. Pythagoras was not just a mathematician. He was a philosopher, mystic, and spiritual guide who founded a brotherhood dedicated to exploring the harmony underlying all things. From an early age, he sought to uncover the principles that governed the cosmos, believing that numbers were the key to understanding existence itself. The Pythagorean vision saw the universe as an intricate web of relationships and proportions, where every element was connected by harmony and balance. His travels took him far beyond the shores of Greece. He studied in Egypt, learning from priests who guarded ancient wisdom, and ventured into Babylon, absorbing knowledge of astronomy and arithmetic. Even India influenced his thinking, where he encountered ideas of reincarnation and spiritual purification. Upon returning to Greece, Pythagoras gathered followers and formed a secret society, the Pythagoreans, who lived by strict rules and shared in esoteric knowledge. Central to their belief was the idea that reality could be explained through numbers. But these were not mere digits. They represented cosmic principles and spiritual truths. The Pythagoreans saw numbers as the language of the universe, with each number embodying a unique vibration and significance. They believed that understanding these numerical relationships would reveal the nature of reality, from the smallest particle to the vastness of the cosmos. One of the most sacred symbols was the tetractys, a triangle composed of 10 points arranged in 4 rows. This figure symbolized the unity and multiplicity of creation, embodying the progression from the one to many. The tetractys was more than a mathematical construct. It was a spiritual emblem representing the harmony of the spheres, the 4 elements, and the divine order. Pythagoreans held it in the highest regard, vowing to keep its true meaning a secret from those unprepared to receive it. Music was another key to their understanding. Pythagoras discovered that musical intervals corresponded to simple numerical ratios, revealing a profound link between sound and mathematics. This music of the spheres was a cosmic symphony produced by the movements of celestial bodies. Although inaudible to human ears, this harmony maintained the balance of the universe and reflected its inner order. The Pythagoreans also believed in the immortality of the soul and the doctrine of reincarnation. According to their teachings, the soul undergoes cycles of rebirth, evolving through various forms until it achieves purification and liberation. This belief inspired a strict ethical code, emphasizing self-discipline, nonviolence, and respect for all living beings. Vegetarianism was practiced as a means to avoid harming the souls inhabiting animals. Despite the profound nature of their teachings, the Pythagoreans maintained a strict secrecy, passing down their wisdom orally and through symbolic gestures. This secrecy was meant to protect their knowledge from misuse and to ensure that only worthy initiates could access the deeper mysteries. Unfortunately, this also made their teachings vulnerable to misunderstanding and loss over time. As centuries passed, the rise of other philosophical schools and religious movements led to the gradual erosion of Pythagorean influence. The Christian Church, in particular, viewed many of their esoteric ideas as heretical. Manuscripts were destroyed, and public teaching of their doctrines was suppressed. Political turmoil and persecution forced many Pythagoreans into hiding, scattering their knowledge across secret traditions and underground circles. Yet, the legacy of Pythagoras endured. The essence of his teachings found echoes in the works of Plato, who incorporated Pythagorean ideas of mathematical perfection and the soul's immortality. Aristotle, too, acknowledged the significance of numerical relationships in understanding nature. Later mystical traditions, including Neoplatonism and the Renaissance Hermeticism, drew heavily from Pythagorean concepts, weaving them into broader spiritual frameworks taught in recent centuries. Scholars have revisited ancient texts and archaeological findings, gradually piecing together the fragments of Pythagorean wisdom. This rediscovery reveals a vision of the universe as a living, harmonious whole and interconnected web where mathematics and spirituality unite. The secret teachings, once erased, now offer a glimpse into a lost tradition that can inspire new understandings of reality and consciousness. At the heart of Pythagorean thought is the idea that by aligning ourselves with the cosmic order through contemplation, ethical living, and the pursuit of knowledge, we can achieve harmony within ourselves and with the universe. This path, though hidden for centuries, remains open to those willing to listen and learn. The journey of uncovering these lost teachings is a voyage into the profound depths of ancient wisdom, a wisdom that challenges us to see beyond the visible, to hear the music beneath the silence, and to awaken to the eternal rhythms that govern all life. Pythagoras' vision was revolutionary in its time because it united seemingly disparate fields, mathematics, music, ethics, and cosmology into a singular philosophy of harmony. His followers lived not just by intellectual curiosity, but by a rigorous discipline that shaped their daily lives. The Pythagoreans believed that the soul's purification was the highest goal, and this could be achieved through knowledge, self-control, and a deep connection to the universal order. The Pythagorean way of life was structured around a set of rules that emphasized simplicity and moderation. Silence was practiced for periods to cultivate inner reflection, and the community often engaged in meditation and chanting sacred hymns. The strict diet, based largely on plant-based foods, was more than health-conscious. It was a moral choice, aligned with their belief in the sanctity of all life. The secrecy of the Brotherhood was not merely to preserve knowledge, but to protect the sanctity of their teachings from profanation. Pythagorean philosophy contained esoteric elements that could be misunderstood or misused by those unprepared. This exclusivity added an aura of mystery to the group, and rumors circulated among outsiders, often casting the Pythagoreans in a suspicious or mystical light. Among the lost secrets was their understanding of the relationship between numbers and reality on a deeper metaphysical level. For example, the number 10, embodied by the tetrapties, represented completeness and cosmic order. The sequence of numbers was seen as the unfolding of creation itself, from unity, one, emerging into multiplicity, many. This numerical unfolding was not only mathematical but a spiritual process, symbolizing the journey from the divine source into the material world. Furthermore, Pythagoreans explored the idea that the entire cosmos is alive, imbued with a soul and consciousness. This concept, often referred to as the anima mundi or world soul, suggests that every part of the universe participates in a universal life force. The planets, stars, and natural elements were understood as expressions of this living cosmos, moving in harmonious rhythms that reflected divine intelligence. The music of the spheres, a phrase coined to describe the celestial harmony, was a metaphor for this cosmic order. Pythagoras believed that the distances and speeds of planetary bodies corresponded to musical intervals, producing a symphony that maintained balance and order throughout the universe. Although imperceptible to human ears, this music shaped the rhythms of life on Earth and influenced everything from the tides to human emotions. In ethics, the Pythagoreans advocated for a life of virtue, self-restraint, and justice. Their belief in reincarnation entailed that one's actions in this life would affect the soul's future journeys. This moral framework was designed to encourage accountability and spiritual growth. The pursuit of wisdom was not abstract, but a practical path toward harmony with the divine order. Despite these profound ideas, the Pythagorean school faced many challenges. Their political influence in southern Italy eventually led to conflict with local powers, culminating in violent persecution. Many Pythagoreans were killed or scattered, and their society disbanded. This violent suppression contributed to the loss of many original teachings, which survived only in fragments. However, the influence of Pythagoras extended far beyond his lifetime. Philosophers such as Plato absorbed and transformed Pythagorean ideas, embedding them in his own theories of forms and the immortal soul. The Renaissance revival of classical knowledge saw a renewed interest in Pythagorean mathematics and mysticism, influencing art, science, and spirituality. Modern mathematics owes much to Pythagoras and his followers. The discovery of numerical relationships, geometric principles, and harmonic ratios laid foundational stones for future scientific development. Yet, the spiritual dimension of their teachings remains less understood, often overshadowed by the purely mathematical legacy. Today, the challenge is to recover the integrated vision of Pythagorean wisdom, one that embraces both science and spirituality as complementary paths to truth. The secret teachings invite us to recognize the universe not as a random collection of parts, but as a living, dynamic whole, where harmony is the guiding principle. This ancient philosophy encourages a holistic perspective, reminding us that numbers are not just tools but living symbols that connect us to the cosmic order. By engaging with these teachings, we may find a way to live more harmoniously with ourselves and the world around us. The erasure of Pythagoras' secret knowledge was not an end but a temporary obscuring. Like a hidden melody, it awaits rediscovery by those who listen deeply. The journey to reclaim this wisdom is ongoing, offering insights into the nature of reality, consciousness, and our place in the cosmos. The secret teachings of Pythagoras reached far beyond the confines of mathematics and philosophy. They touched upon the very nature of existence and the path to spiritual enlightenment. At the core of his doctrine was the belief that the universe was structured according to precise, numerical laws that reflected a deeper metaphysical reality. To the Pythagoreans, understanding these laws was synonymous with understanding the divine. Pythagoras' emphasis on harmony and proportion extended into the realms of art, architecture, and governance. His followers believed that societies function best when founded upon principles of balance and justice, mirroring the cosmic order. This holistic worldview saw the human soul as a microcosm of the universe, where internal harmony mirrored external reality. One of the lesser-known aspects of Pythagorean teaching was their exploration of the soul's journey after death. The doctrine of metempsychosis proposed that souls were immortal, passing from one body to another in an endless cycle until they achieved purification. This cycle was not merely punitive, but educational, offering the soul opportunities to learn, evolve, and ultimately reunite with the divine source. The Pythagoreans practiced a form of spiritual discipline designed to aid the soul in this process. Meditation, contemplation, and the study of mathematics were all considered sacred activities that purified the mind and aligned it with universal harmony. They also observed ritualistic practices aimed at cultivating virtue, self-control, and compassion. Despite the esoteric nature of their beliefs, the Pythagoreans sought practical ways to live according to their principles. Their dietary restrictions, communal living arrangements, and emphasis on music and silence were all part of a comprehensive lifestyle aimed at fostering spiritual growth and societal harmony. The secrecy surrounding their teachings ensured that many of their insights were preserved only in allegory and symbolism. For instance, the tetrates was a symbol encoded with multiple layers of meaning: mathematical, philosophical, and spiritual. Each point, line, and arrangement represented a fundamental aspect of creation, from unity to diversity, from the elements to the cosmos. In the centuries following Pythagoras' death, his teachings became the foundation for many mystical and philosophical traditions. The Hermetic tradition, Kabbalah, and even elements of Eastern philosophy bear echoes of Pythagorean thought. These traditions recognize the importance of numbers as symbols of deeper truths and the role of harmony in spiritual awakening. Modern science, too, finds resonance with Pythagorean ideas. The discovery of patterns in nature, the mathematical laws governing physical phenomena, and the concept of the universe as a finely tuned system reflect ancient insights into cosmic order. Although often viewed through a secular lens, these scientific revelations continue to echo the harmony and proportion celebrated by Pythagoras. Yet, the spiritual dimension of his teachings invites us to see beyond material explanations, to acknowledge a reality infused with meaning, purpose, and interconnectedness. The universe, according to Pythagorean wisdom, is not a mechanistic system but a living organism, whose rhythms and patterns express a deeper intelligence. Reconnecting with this vision requires us to embrace both knowledge and wisdom, the intellect to understand numbers, and the heart to perceive harmony. It is a call to live with mindfulness, recognizing that our actions ripple through the cosmic fabric and that we are participants in a grand, universal symphony. As history gradually uncovers the layers of Pythagorean philosophy, we are reminded that much of ancient wisdom lies hidden beneath the surface of conventional knowledge. The challenge is to listen carefully, to discern the melodies within silence, and to rediscover the teachings that were once lost but never truly gone. The enduring mystery of Pythagoras' secret teachings lies in their invitation to perceive the world through a lens of unity and harmony. While his theorem remains a cornerstone of geometry, the true legacy of Pythagoras is the vision of a cosmos governed by mathematical relationships that resonate with the soul's quest for meaning. Pythagoras' influence extends beyond his immediate circle. His ideas shaped philosophical thought, religious traditions, and scientific inquiry across centuries. The synthesis of number, music, and spirit in his teachings challenges us to rethink the boundaries between science and spirituality. The Pythagorean ideal of harmony suggests that true knowledge arises not from isolated facts, but from understanding the relationships that bind all things together. This holistic approach invites us to seek balance within ourselves and in our interactions with the world. The concept of the soul's immortality and its journey through various forms speaks to a deep spiritual insight about the nature of existence and consciousness. It emphasizes growth, transformation, and the eventual reunion with the divine source, a process mirrored in the cycles of nature. In modern times, the rediscovery of Pythagorean wisdom offers pathways to integrate scientific understanding with spiritual awareness. As we face global challenges, the ancient call for harmony and balance is more relevant than ever. It urges us to live ethically, nurture our communities, and respect the interconnectedness of all life. The music of the spheres, once a metaphor for cosmic harmony, can inspire us to create harmony within ourselves and in our societies. By attuning to the rhythms of nature and the cosmos, we participate in the eternal dance of existence. Pythagoras' secret teachings remind us that knowledge is not merely accumulation of facts, but a living experience, a journey toward wholeness. The numbers that once seemed cold and abstract become vibrant symbols of the unity underlying all creation. In the end, the erased teachings invite us to look beyond appearances, to hear the silent music beneath the chaos, and to awaken to the harmony that pervades the universe. They are a timeless reminder that the quest for truth is also a quest for harmony within and without.